Historically, I mean, these two do trade, they go back and forth. Very often we have ace matches between these two, but herO does have the edge over Classic. We'll see if that trend will continue here or if Classic can get his revenge. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of White Rabbits, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Red Protoss, representing Virtus Pro. It is Classic. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the Blue Protoss player, the South Korean Protoss, representing T1. It is herO. Here we go. Check on something, but here we go. We're getting into the grand finals, and great minds think alike. We have herO setting up right next to his gas geyser pylon gateway setup here as a part of his own main base. Likewise, so does Classic. If you know anything about PvP, it is very, very common. It is very standard to set up your gateways here as a part of the wall, so you can wall up and wall off and secure your main. This is technically more efficient. It is much more efficient to throw down your gateways closer to your own nexus. Why is that? Because the travel time that it takes for the probe to go from these gateways back to mining is a lot shorter than it would be here at the ramp instead. The downside, as you mentioned, is your lack of SimCity, is that adepts can just go straight into your main. Whereas otherwise you'd have a probe in position to pylon block, or to throw down a shield battery. So you can see we're working on that secondary wall. And so far, mirrored builds. Mirrored builds pack. And we do actually adjust here. It's going to be double Stalker out of a Classic. Meanwhile, it's going to be a double Adept out of herO. Now, as we mentioned before, because of how open the ramp is, double Adepts can get economic damage, can shade into the main base, and two Adepts they can one-shot probes. Meanwhile, herO is going to double down. herO, he will delay his Nexus in favor of a Stargate into Oracle. So it's going to be Adept and Oracle harass out of herO, so mass harassment out of our Blue Protoss player. Meanwhile, Classic opening up double Stalker in a head-on fight. He will come out on top, but only if he can keep up with the Adepts. As we do have the pylon block. Classic just wants to expand. He's also blocking across the map as well. Did Classic probe scout? He did. Both players did. Oh, and Classic going for a robo before expanding. Okay, very safe play. Classic, he doesn't know what's going on. He's assuming that herO is going for an all-in. We can see he isn't. So a bit of an overreaction out of Classic. May force himself into an all-in. herO shades away. Shades away. We have Classic intercepting those Adepts. Or at least trying to. And he does. Yeah, nice catch. Nice catch here. As the first Adept will go down. herO is the first to expand. And as I mentioned before, Classic can turn this into an all-in, and he does. We have a third gateway on the way, so one base all-in out of Classic. Initially, this was meant to be more of a defensive follow-up, but instead, now he's just turning into an aggressive one. herO confirms there's no base, he confirms the robo, he confirms the gateway, he knows. And it's going to be a tough hold for herO. Now, because of the Stargate, herO can make Phoenixes. Phoenixes actually have a pretty good role here when it comes to delaying, when it comes to deterring War Prisms and also lifting up the Immortals. Lifting key units. So he can go Phoenix. Meanwhile, herO is going for his own defensive robo, for his own defensive Immortals. But he needs time. herO needs time. And here comes Classic. Here comes the one base all in. And has herO been too greedy? So far, the Oracles have not been worth it. The Oracles weren't worth it. The Adepts weren't worth it. Just so much here just is not going to help at all in the defense. And I feel like Classic should just end the game. Like, they should just end the game. Classic is moving in, and now can herO bait him into the stasis? Oh, does he see? He does. Wow, he sees, he knows he baits out the stasis. Classic pushing further in. Takes down the battery. At the same time, double Oracle into the main base. Probes will go down. And remember, 2 Oracles, they can one-shot probes if we line up the shots. If we line them up. Nice force field here. He has to buy time for the Immortal. Here is trying to buy time. May even have to pull the boys. There we go. The boys are being pulled. Immortal's almost out. Down to 3 Stalkers. Oh, down to 1. 1 Stalker left. Barely turning back the army. The Immortal is out. The Oracles. Oh, A move. Yeah, they were an A move. The Oracles did not do enough economic damage. And Classic should kill the natural. There we go. Now we line up the shots. Getting 5 probe kills. Very nice. Ooh, as one of the Oracles barely does not get out. Meanwhile, Classic is expanding. Takes his natural. Kills heroes. And now the turns have tabled. The turns have tabled. It's now going to be up to herO to one base all in. herO, you cannot move down this ramp. There are sentries, there are force fields. So herO is stuck in the main. He's still stuck in the main base. He needs his own War Prism. Oh, he supply block. No. Only for a couple of seconds. There we go. Prism is on the way. The Oracle confirms that there is a base. The stasis doesn't go off. Now, when it comes to heroes all in, he moved down too soon. Moved down too soon. We'll lose 1 Stalker for free. As we mentioned, herO, he's stuck in the main base until he gets his War Prism. So herO, big mistake. Every unit counts. Now, what I was going to say is that herO, he does have the advantage of the Immortal count. True. He has a higher Immortal count compared to Classic. But hero's on the timer. As the game goes on, as time goes on, Classic gets further and further ahead. herO losing the Oracle. Miscontrol out of herO. But herO does have a 3rd Immortal popping out. And again, technically in a head-on fight, herO will win. But there are shield batteries on the way. There are force fields for both players. herO, can he slice up this army? Can he try to pick up some of these Stalkers? Oh my god. herO pulls away. Pull away in time. Again, the SimCity here can work against Classic. There it is. Locks down some of the army. Gets 1 sentry. Gets 1. Zones away the Immortal as well. Gets another sentry. The Immortals, they go into town, and herO, he's getting the best fight he could hope for, but is it still going to be enough? He has the 3 Immortals. He's up against 2 though. Yeah, he's up against 2. He has not enough support. And not enough Stalkers, not enough Adepts. Classic, he breaks out. He breaks out. Oh my god, yeah, fails to save one of the Immortals, and Classic has done it. At this point, Classic, he has done it. He has broken the main army. Remember, herO was all in. Oh, this is a very rough decision. herO basically says that the all-in has failed, but you can't macro. Not anymore. herO cannot macro out of this. It's not gonna happen. No shot. As herO's being chased down. Being chased down. Here comes the main army. Back at home, what is it to defend? There's 2 sentries and 1 Immortal. Oh, can he get the Prism? Gasito. He can. He doesn't care. He's just focusing on the fight. There it is. Prism goes down. The army is stranded. The Immortals, they can attempt to recall. And Classic is just going in for the kill. Takes down the Immortal. Catching out the Adept. We're down to 3 sentries and 1 immortal remaining. Down to 2 sentries. Yeah. As the immortal cannot get away. Classic is on a GG gets called. Classic, he takes game 1. He takes the lead in the series. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Again, a very intense game, but herO was playing from behind from the beginning, essentially. From the beginning, he was playing from behind. Remember, what did herO do? herO went double Adept into Stargate into Oracle, and the Oracles never paid for themselves. They never paid for themselves. It was a tech structure and an investment that just didn't pay off. Likewise, neither did the Adepts either. So herO was playing from behind. We saw that Classic was able to commit into his 1-base play and 1-base all in, and was able to punish herO and kill the natural. Remember, herO, he didn't just go for a greedy tech opener, but he also went for a fast natural, and he got punished. His natural was killed, he was contained, and Classic was free to expand and just macro from there. GG. GG, well played. So a very intense game, but again, it was decided in the early game with herO playing from behind, and now we're getting to game 2, and we'll see how our players will adjust. Let's go. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Winter Madness, we have the South Korean Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss representing Team Virtus Pro, leading the series 1-0. It is a Classic. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Protoss player. The red Protoss himself representing T1. It is herO. Go. Those players are going to be building up. And this time we have both players going for their pylons here and their gateways as a part of the ramp. So this time we're not going for this like greedy or hyper efficient opener with the wall off here in the mineral line. Not this time. This time we'll be playing standard. Now from here, the big question becomes: do we go double Adept, double Stalker, Stalker Sentry, or Sentry Expand? What pairing of units do we go for? Let's go. Now, after what happened in the last game, I have to imagine that herO won't take the chance, and he should go Stalker Sentry, in my mind. We could see Classic, now that he has momentum, he could be the one instead going for double Adept. Let's go. Just waiting for the Cyber Core. At the same time, both players are scouting each other as well, so both players scouting. Both players, they confirm the second pylon, they confirm there's no proxy, no shenanigans. I mean, the answer, it is going to be a double Stalker here by herO. Meanwhile, it's going to be a Stalker Adept out of Classic. Okay, so herO does, I mean, they both do shift gears. This does make a lot of sense for herO. I assumed it was going to be a more defensive opener with a Sentry, but no, it's going to be more assertive. Double Stalker, you can see the rally, right? You can see the rally. herO's going to be rallying across the map to apply pressure early on. Meanwhile, the turns of table, Classic going for the Stargate, going for the Oracle opener. Okay. It's going for the Oracle. Pylons are being dealt with. herO is going to be the first to expand. And we'll see if herO can maintain his economy. So herO does break in. Pokes in, herO gets punished though. The Stalkers, they take a lot of hits. herO has to back off. And herO, he has yet to scout the main. He still doesn't know what's going on. For all he knows, it could be a Robo, could be, I mean, Robo or Twilight Council. We know that it's a Stargate. Back at home here, he does have 2 sentries to defend at least. Hallucinations moving in, but the Oracle's already out. Classic is coming. Void Ray? Wait, what? Okay. if you notice, there was a Void Ray in production, but he cancelled, so cancel the Void Ray, going for the Oracle. herO now knows he's racing back into his mineral lines. He's now in position. And the Oracle does 0 damage so far. Now, because Classic just got scouted, I don't know if you noticed, but he cancelled. He cancelled the Void Ray, and he cancelled the Oracle as well. Again, he knows that herO is in position, so he doesn't bother to invest. He's now switching gears into Blink Stalkers. So this is similar to last game where herO, he failed to get damage on with his Oracles, but if you remember, herO invested into 2 Oracles, Classic invests into 1. Not just that, but this Oracle is doing some damage, is keeping herO contained. As you can see, herO's units are still stuck in the main base and in the natural mineral lines. Again, what was difficult last game for herO was that Classic wasn't expanding, Classic wasn't macro, and Classic went for a 1 base all in. Here, herO is now moving out. Classic, nice movement so far. Getting extra shots off. Ooh, we'll still lose 2. And 2 Stalkers go down, more reinforcements have arrived. Does somewhat trade. Just free damage, okay. Just free damage. And so he attempts to commit in. He commits into a shield battery though. The battery's in position. Classic getting a 3rd. 3rd base only for Classic. Here he attempts to commit in, but he bleeds out a lot of Stalkers. The Oracle does hit the natural. 4 probes going down. Nice backstab here by Classic. Oh. He backstabs well. herO not stopping though. I appreciate the hallucinations. We appreciate. And Kite's back, getting 7, 8, 9 probes. There's a lot of probes going down at the same time. herO is still bleeding out 4 probes back across the map. Ay. As the dust settles, herO still has the worker lead, true. herO is still up in probes, but herO, his 3rd base is still later. Still there. herO does have some momentum. Losing one of his Stalkers. So he has to get the hell out of here. Ooh. Okay, clutch blink. herO pulls away. Likewise, Classic causing a distraction, going into the main base with the Oracle. And finds even more damage. This one Oracle, remember, it was only one Oracle getting up to, what, 12 kills? 13! 13 probe kills on this one Oracle. Very nice damage. At the same time, Double Dip gets into the natural base of Classic. Nice counter attack here by herO. Catching out 3 probes. So once again, herO maintains his economic lead. Still does maintain. When it comes to the main armies here, we have a higher Stalker count for Classic. Meanwhile, herO has his 2 Immortals. So it'll be 3. With a higher Immortal count, I have to favor herO when it comes to a head-on fight. Those Immortals, they can do so much in the back line, depending on the engage. Yeah, herO staying on a low gas count, going for a massive gateway explosion, and even going for a dark shrine. Okay. Bold move. Going into DTs. It makes sense specifically because Classic, he has no robo. He has no robo, he has no observers. He has to rely on oracles for detection, which he still has that one oracle alive, by the way. No shot. It's still alive. On 2 HP. The 2 HP Oracle. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, here it does move out. Moves out. Again, he's got those 3 immortals. They have to be respected. Classic has to be so careful. He has to be so delicate with how he does engage. Trading with the Zealots. For now, just cleaning up all the Zealots. Getting shots on some of these Stalkers. The immortals are out of position. They're wasting a lot of shots on Zealots, not on Stalkers. Yeah, rough engage. Rough engage here by herO. Diving on the immortals, diving on the Prism. Prism goes down, denies the warp in, and now the immortals are falling one after the other. Down to 1 immortal. This is a very messy fight for herO, and he's going to lose every single immortal even. Oh my god. The immortals go down, upgrades are in favor of Classic. And again, immortals, they do amazing trading with Stalkers, but as we were trying to emphasize in that fight, herO, he had 3 immortals wasting DPS on Zealots. Zealots were doing an amazing job tanking here on the right-hand side. Meanwhile, we saw herO's Stalkers were exposed on the left, and he was bleeding them out. He was bleeding out Stalkers, the immortals wasting their shots. Classics will better engage. At the same time, we have a DT counterattack, and is there any detection? There's 1 observer. Yeah, the robot was built as 1 observer back at home. Classic, he does keep up, he does defend. Going to force a recall. Oh, as the Prism rallies into Classic's army. herO slipping up. And so far, the DTs were not worth it. Dark Templar wasn't worth it. Prism went down. The main push failed. And that economic lead that herO had for the majority of this game, he's losing it. He's losing that lead. Classic's already on 4 bases. herO just now getting his own. So very late 4th base for herO. And likewise, still no upgrades. That is, I believe, the first forge. The very first forge for herO. So he's just being outscaled. He's just being outscaled. We have a +2 that's almost complete for Classic. It's going to be +2 versus +0 for herO. Here is warping in more Archons. Let's go. It's 2 DTs out on the map. 1 on the right and 1 on the left. DTs, they do run into an observer. The DT gets activated back home. There's a cannon. So Classic is ready. Got his cannon, got his observer. Here come the warpins. Classic does have momentum. He's got that supply lead. Now herO does have the higher Archon and higher immortal counts. But brutal position. Yeah, Classic, he blinks in. He should be going for the Archon. Breaks through all the Zealots. Yeah, breaking through the Zealots, getting on top of the Archons as well. And herO just being overwhelmed. He's just being overwhelmed. Remember, we have +2 versus +0. So greater upgrades for Classic. He got up the ramp. He had the better concave. And herO cannot keep up. Not like this. GG gets called, and Classic takes a 2-0 lead in the series. GG. Whew, GG, well played. Again, the MVP Oracle, 13 probe kills with the Oracle for Classic. If we didn't mention, we did compare their openers compared to game 1, and Classic got so much more done for his initial Stargate, for his initial Oracle. I will say that herO still had the worker lead, if you remember. He still was ahead economically, still had a timing available, but that fight went so poorly for herO. I'm referring to the moment when he pushed on the left-hand side into the triangular 3rd base, when herO had 3 Immortals. As we were trying to emphasize, the Immortals, they just wasted the DPS. Like, they were busy moving and attacking into the Zealots, whereas the Stalkers on the left hand side were getting so much more value trading with the Stalkers of herO. Remember, the upgrades were in favor of Classic at the time with +1, and the Immortals were eventually overwhelmed. GG. GG, well played. Some messy engagements there by herO, and now we're going to be loading into game 3. Going to be loading into, for the first time tonight, Taito Citadel. Oh boy. Okay, and so far the early game has been pretty passive. We've seen no proxy robos, even though Classic is insanely fond of proxy robo play. Now that he's up in the series even further, he might just commit again. The temptation might be too good, might be too real. As spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Tidal Citadel, we have the blue Protoss player. Blue Protoss leading the series 2-0 for Virtus Pro. It is classic. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the red Protoss himself for T1. It is herO. Here we go. As classic is up 2-0, and again, we've been praising herO a lot for good reason over the past couple of months. Remember, herO, he beat classic in the best of 7 finals of RSL season 3. He also beat classic in the best of 7 finals of the OSC season 13 championship. So here he has had a classic's number. But if you remember, I did mention that a lot of the time it goes over the ace match. A lot of the time it's still back and forth. But this is not a back and forth. Classic is now 1 game away from claiming the series. Uno más is all he needs. Uno más, papi, uno más. As again, herO's had a bit of a rougher early game, both in game 1 and game 2. As herO sitting up as a part of the ramp, so is classic. Oh, okay, so classic is going for a 2-gate opener. herO is going for a gate cyber expand. A hyper greed out of herO. He's going for the cyber core. Ay, ay, ay. And classic will confirm. He will confirm. Now, classic, upon seeing the cyber core and upon seeing the second pylon, classic can react with the 1-base all in. Yep, here comes the probe. So second probe moves out, a good reaction. Basically, herO is cutting a lot of corners. He's being very greedy and he should not get away with it. This is illegal. This is illegal. The probe does manage to get out. So classic, he walls in the probe of herO, which means he will delay the expansion. Here comes the proxy pylon. Here comes the proxy robo. Oh boy. So here he breaks down into the natural. Stargate? Oh god. He's going for a max variation. Now herO, he can make defensive void rays, but there's a reason why even max stopped doing this. It is so risky in current meta, in current StarCraft. There's the robo. As I mentioned, classic is 1-base all in. The reasoning for this is he is punishing herO because herO is cutting corners. Remember, herO went for a gate, cyber into Stargate, into a faster nexus, all on 1 gateway. As herO does go Oracle first, it should be Oracle into Void Rays. But even then, it's going to be a really tricky defense here for herO. I kind of understand the logic just because classic has not proxied at all so far this series. But at the same time, like, you're goading classic into it here with this build. And classic is more than happy to just embrace that. You see classic, he intentionally tried to pull the army away from the pylon. Ooh, trading 1 for 1. So here it does triple the shields at least. Here he just confirmed no expansion, no base. We need shield batteries. Here is still trying to... Okay. Let's go. As here he loses the Stalker, loses the Zealots. Proxy Pylon is done. Proxy Gateway is done, I meant to say. And here comes Classic. Oh. Classic jumping into the main. At the same time, here he gets into the main base across the map. Takes down 4 probes. That's nice damage out of herO, but he needs more. Gets 5 probe kills. Classic rotates to the low ground and depowers the shield battery. Ideally, he wants to force herO to push into him. The second pylon goes down. And Classic does step into the main. I save here with a Warp Prism. And it's just a numbers game at this point. Like, here it just doesn't have enough. There's no Void Rays either. Okay. There's nothing to defend. He's down to 3 stalkers left. And again, this build here was punished. herO was cutting corners, was being hyper greedy, and he should be punished for this. This boy's being pulled. herO just trying to buy time for his shield batteries. Batteries are on the way. Technically, Classic can just kill this base and expend himself. True. Technically, Classic doesn't have to push into the main, but I mean, he's already depowered 2 gateways. May as well. Now that Classic, there we go. Trying to lock down the army. It's one of the gateways. Still just trading with the army. Still with good enough blink control or good enough warpers and micro. Classic shouldn't lose any units. Lose 1 sentry. Oracle gets thrown away. Now we finally get the first Void Ray, but it's too late. By this point, there should be like 3 or 4 Void Rays, but there's only going to be 1. Only 1. Oof, here he even gets supply blocked. Yeah, he gets supply blocked in the end. Classic pushing further in. The voids are being pulled. A herO going for his last stand. It's all he's got left, Pappy. That's all he's got. Oof. There he's got his Void Ray. Let's go. The Void Ray is out. Gets 1 Stalker before falling. And Classic is going to take this. And again, a crazy performance here. Typically, herO has been the victor over Classic, but this time Classic is here to claim the win. For the first time in 2026? True. For the first time, as herO cleans everything up with a herO, he's down to 5 probes. There's 5 probes left. Barely an economy. Classic back at home. He's got 22 workers. He has a full 1 base economy. You just warp in stalkers. Just warp in back at home. Just play it safe. Technically, Classic doesn't have to try to protect his proxy. It hasn't even been scouted. herO doesn't even know. Hasn't even spotted it. No shot as herO. I mean, he's going to try to chrono out his probes. He'd at least save his natural base. So one nice micro here by Classic. Does kite back. And here he's just relying on mistakes. Like, he's hoping that Classic makes mistakes and that he overextends. Classic, he has broken out. So you can see how low these stalkers are. They're all incredibly low for herO. Oof. And here's just buying time. He's saying, chase me, papi, chase me. Ah, no. So he attempts to get the hell out of here. You see Classic come in with the interception. Ooh, herO will lose another stalker. Warping in 2 at a time. Classic keeps chasing. Again, we have a 14. We have double the stalker again. 14 stalkers against 7. Classic, at this point, we can just commit. Commit, back. Go. I believe Classic is keeping some. No, he is not keeping any supply back at home. Now pushing forward. Again, here he does at least have a shield battery. True, battery's helping. The boys are being pulled. He does have some buffer, some support. He's gonna try to have on those stalkers. Oh, Prism goes down, but again, even a back and forth trade here just does not favor herO. Down to 4 stalkers. Classic pulled some boys. Let's go. There we go. Kills the natural. Finally, Classic taking his own. And just finally take his own base. Here, still hanging in there. Unfortunately, just as it stands, based on Classic's own micro and his own control as well, like Classic should never lose this game, at least not without making a massive mistake. I'm referring to, I don't know, like move commanding into the army or fighting with half his forces. If he has like half his army in his main base, half his army at the natural, like there are opportunities for mistakes to occur and for a hero to capitalize on said mistakes. But as long as Classic is locked in, as long as he's, you know, focusing on the main fights, then he should be fine. Now, technically, Classic has no blink. He did have defensive blink with his War Prism. So Hero can try to out-control and pick up a couple of units here and there, like the initial sentries. Gets one. One sentry goes down. There's a re-expansion for Hero. Zero probe ended up, say, bust into the main base, getting up to 4, 5, 6 probe kills. Oh. So he actually doesn't line up those shots. Okay. Never mind. 5. 5 probes go down. Classic getting further ahead. Here is under 13 probes. Ah, hero. Killing his own stalker. Oh no, or was he able to catch Classic Scouting Stalker? Yeah. Sorry, it's early, Pat. I'm out of it. Proxy is still powered. And again, KSL is meant to be Hero's wheelhouse, right? As we mentioned, like Hero, he's won all the big premier tournaments so far this year. Like he's been popping up. From here, he can blink into the main. He avoids the main fights. Going for the prism. Ooh. This prism barely gets away. Oh, that's way too soon. Hero down to 3 stalkers. No, and finally Hero's gonna lose everything. Every stalker goes down. Again, he's been fighting with the bare minimum for so long, just trying to buy time and trying to like find a way back into this game. But finally he'll lose his entire army. Classic still chose not to go into Blink. Instead, he's been going into Immortal production. So Classic's army is still lacking that finesse. But again, at this point, you don't really need said finesse. Don't really need it. As an upside do drop into the main. 2 upside can still one shot, and they will. It's 1, 2, 3 probe kills. Should get up to 4, maybe 5 probes. At the same time, Classic attempts to push in. We have mass force fields locking him back. that's a lot of force fields. The mass force fields out of Hero. He's trying to hold on. Oh, he's running out. He's running out of force fields. He has maybe energy for 1 more. But Classic has finally built up an army. Right now he's got an Immortal, now he's got extra Stalkers, he can reinforce with a War Prism. I expect too soon as the Prism is going to be sniped, but GG finally gets called, and Classic, he'll take the series 3-0, becoming this week's KSL champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A bit of a longer game towards the end. I mean, herO, he was kind of coping a little bit though. Again, there wasn't really much opportunities for him to recover, just because of who his opponent was, but he was hoping for some mistakes. You know, he had Blink over Classic as well, so he could out micro and he could out control. That is true, but he had no economy, right? He couldn't really afford to reinforce and afford to get into a longer game, so it was just a very rough position there for herO. GG. GG, well played with that. Congratulations to Classic, as Classic does claim the series and a very strong dominant showing here, 3-0. Again, we had some really interesting builds. We had herO being overly when I say greedy, but it was being very harassment focused in game 1, going double adept into oracles, but he dealt 0 damage. We saw Classic gaining map control very early on. Likewise, in game 2, we saw herO we saw herO attempt to try to punish Classic and be hyper committed. Classic, his own Stargate opener, initially wasn't ideal, but he was able to gain value over time. And we saw herO taking some really rough engagements. Took some really rough fights in game 2. We spoke earlier with his triple immortal move out, which could have ended the game, but the fight went so poorly, and yeah, Classic popped up. GG. GG, well played. Classic getting his revenge for the first time in quite some time, actually. herO has had a bit of a win streak against Classic, but that has been broken. So GG, well played. Classic coming out on top here, winning the second KSL of 2026. If you remember, in 2025, herO, he won like 90% of the KSLs last year. Will that trend continue, or will Classic come into form? I'll still stand by what I said previously, how herO, he is arguably the best player in the world right now, arguably, but hey, in PvP, anything can happen, and clearly Classic can go toe-to-toe with herO. I mean, we saw that previously, even with herO beating Classic in RSL and in OSC, it will still be a back-and-forth series and still be very close. But yeah, congratulations to Classic. Congratulations, baby. Congratulations. herO lost 8 KSLs in total. Yeah, it's very rare to see herO lose a KSL. Very rare. So GG. Whew. But with that, we are going to be wrapping up here for our morning broadcast. I do apologize once again. Our schedule is very lean and very shaky and very unreliable over the past month. It's been a rough 2026. It's been a very rough month so far. We did mention previously that there have been some things happening IRL in regards to my pet bunnies, in regards to hospital visits and veterinary visits and everything, so it's been very inconsistent when it comes to our casting schedule. We should be able to get back into casting on a regular basis coming into March. Like, March should be fine, but February should still be a little bit shaky. As a bit of an update, I actually did post on Twitter previously, but Chi did have an operation on Thursday, and she's recovering well, but there's a very high chance that this will not be the last operation for Chi. So yeah, most likely another operation, like maybe like a month from now. I do have to kind of like consult with the specialist regarding like what to do moving forward, and how much time we have, and you know, I would imagine that ideally we want Chi to recover and rest from the first operation, then go into another. So yeah, it's been very intense here, and that's also why that we didn't cast Home Story Cup. We did not cast Home Story Cup this weekend, as I've not been available. Been monitoring and looking after my pet bunnies, looking after them, and again, hopefully coming into March should be able to get back into regular casting. But yeah, it's been a rough year. Yeah. But all good. GG, well played. But regardless, despite that, I'm still going to try to cast as much as I can. We're still going to have at least one cast a day, but again, we have a lot of catching up to do later. Like, once things stabilize, we have to catch up with like Home Story Cup casting, with Thunderfire casting, with Rongi Cup casting as well. There's a lot of catching up to do. We'll get around to it. Our next cast should be tomorrow in less than 24 hours. Should be the WarDTV Monday number 70, followed by WarDTV Monday number 71. We should be catching with Rongi Cup at the end of the week, maybe, and also with Pegasus Cup and Sparkling Tuna Cup, and again all the other events we have to try to catch up on. It's gonna be quite a month. It's gonna be quite a month. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate it. If you want to support us, you can do so via Patreon, exclamation mark Patreon in the chat. Our Patreon does support our tournaments on a monthly basis, so you can help us grow our tournaments if you wish. You can help us grow Tuna Cup, SDO, and MSO as well, all done via Patreon. I do apologize just because again, in January I think we covered like 1 Tuna Cup, I think, like again just because of all the vet visits and hospital visits and everything that's been happening. Like it's just we just haven't had the time to commit into Tuna Cups, but they should be coming back, coming into February and coming into March. Should be coming back. We'll find the time for it. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We do appreciate it, and we'll see you guys next time. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the Wardy TV Monday. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Also, you can support us on YouTube, exclamation mark socials in the chat. We do upload on YouTube on a daily basis, so plenty of content over on YouTube, plenty of content. I will say, for the first time in a long time, because we were so lean on January, we're running out of VODs to publish on YouTube. Like, I think we have them scheduled for the next 2 weeks, but yeah, depending on what happens, like we might catch up. Actually, we'll see. We'll see, baby, we'll see. But otherwise, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Ciao, baby, ciao. See you next time. Hasta luego. Hasta luego.